Got a few stocks that I traded this week. I want to show you how I traded each name so you have a good understanding of how things are. Let's go from top to bottom. The one name I traded today was PAY, Verifone Pay. It came up on one of my gappers, and look at this super big gap, about 16% down. So this was actually came my top gappers because one of the reasons why is this is more of a short gap, which means that all those people who bought on these dips trying to play this breakout, hoping for this break of 20 to probably 24, they're trying to all the people who are trying to buy before pre-earnings, probably once it gap down below over here under the $17 level, they probably got smoked out. So my top bias was to go short. So I didn't really trade it exactly the way I wanted it to be, but still a profitable trade because I had the direction right. So looking at the 5-minute chart, I had some averages at 1660s. So I got a first entry right at the 930 candle, somewhere around 1660s. It did go against me about 20-25 cents, and I did add more shares to it because I wish my average went down. And when this dropped, I actually scaled out. Right, so this was a pretty sweet trade. Had a good bias, understanding of the daily chart, and trading on the intraday chart to see which direction I want to trade. Anything I've won above $17, I would have smacked the order out because I would have changed up my bias. The other name I want to look at is Ren. This Ren name is an interesting name. I had a short bias, but once again, bias is a bias. You always got to trade what the market gives you. So let's take a look on Monday, right? Let me throw on this daily chart. Uh, okay. So this was the Monday that I was looking at. Once it broke under 16 is when I actually wanted to go short. Had a few other meetings and the obligations. So I think by the time I shorted, it was somewhere around 1580s. Shorted around somewhere around 1580. Let me throw on the 15-minute chart. So you can see if your bias is wrong, it's better for you to get out and just stay in. So I shorted somewhere over here, low 15. So somewhere on this candle is when I shorted this. This short is a low. And once it started coming towards me, against me, uh, I put my stop around 1625, 1630, hoping that you know what, if it comes back to the high of the day, chances are it might actually roll over. Um, I had some doctor's meeting, which is why I wasn't able to look at the stock. I mean, which is over 16, I should have just probably got it out and just lost 20 cents. It is what it is. So I lost about 200 bucks, 240 bucks on it on 700 shares. The next I want to look at is Rigel, RIGL. Um, so this was the day when I was looking at this stock it's a thin name, just 100 million shares, but it trades like a really thick stock. One thing that is to note is it doesn't have a lot of intraday movement. If I look on the daily chart, it doesn't really have those stocks which is usually under 100 million. Usually they have big ranges whenever they pop. This one, 30 to 4, is not a lot of range to trade with. Um, so I traded small size on it. Let's see how much. So I got it on 382. Yes, I know this one. So I got around 382, and I wasn't able to play this pop. I got out somewhere in this pop, but I didn't trade this all the way to $4. That would have been a nice trade. So that was a small trade on there. Then I had a trade on SINA. SINA 7906, 7876. So this is SINA is the name I traded yesterday. So I went on the break of this. Now it quickly went for me to 7950, but I didn't really take my profits, and it quickly tanked on me. Which is why my winning trade actually became a losing trade, and I actually lost 96 bucks on it. The other name I traded was SPU. So SPU, this was the day I was looking at. Is the day when it had this So the day before it actually had a big pop and it gapped up. Now once it pulled back, my thought process was it was sitting over here and possibly this thing might actually once it clears this $12 level, 12, 12, 20, it will start going back up. Which didn't really happen. I mean, it popped over 12. I got in on this very candle. It popped through 12.10, 12.20s, and then it just fizzled out. So that's one of the reasons why you see a loss on here. 11.91. It's a loss of $100. TWLO, another name. Super tricky name for me to trade. Had a long bias on it. If you watch some other videos, you will see I mentioned the $52 level. I didn't reach 52, but it went pretty close, almost to 52.20. So this was a day, so I traded it yesterday. I was looking at this 56 level. If you look on the daily chart, I was looking at this $56 level because the past couple of times whenever it came on there, it had rejected it. So my thought process was it came over 56, chances are it's going to start trending up, which is why once it broke 56, I entered, if you look at my entry, 56.08. So when at 56.08, it actually had a big pop through 50-60 cents and then it just fizzled out. One thing that I have to really do is if the stock turns against me and goes through my buy price, I should try to smack it out quite fast, which I haven't done. So I let it bleed all the way to 55.33, and that was pretty much the end of story on it. So, but still, what you really notice is I kept my losses small, negative 300, negative 100, negative 200. The winning trade I had was actually almost two and a half times of my losers. So by keeping my winners extremely big and losers small, last 2 weeks hasn't been really that great. The last week was pretty much flat up about $20 or something, and this week I'm up about $100. Overall, over the 3 weeks, I'm up about $15-50, so not a lot. But because I was able to keep my losses small and having my winners run, which is why when I have a few bad trades, a couple of bad trades here and there, I will still come out positive. So if you look at my trades, I had 6 trades and I had 2 positive trades and 4 negative trades, which is a terrible, terrible win-loss ratio, but still I keep my positive. So that's why you have to keep on having the bigger winners and keeping your losers small.